This guy was in either business class or first class. Halfway through the flight, all of the lights came on, and the captain asked for 2 able-bodied men to come to the front, which automatically is like alarming.
Yeah, hey there, Glenn. We are outside John Wayne Airport. This is where that plane was headed, coming from New York yesterday when it had to be diverted to Denver, allegedly because of this man. Let's show you some video. This man was arrested in Denver. He was a passenger on the plane who allegedly attacked one of the crew members. Here is what some passengers say they were told by other crew members about what happened.
And he let us know we were going to be making an emergency landing in Denver. Based off what the flight attendant said, she said that the flight attendant was punched in the face twice and her nose was broken, so she needed to get off and go to a hospital, and the police needed to get on and arrest the man.
In a statement, American Airlines said, "We are outraged by the reports of what took place on board. Acts of violence against our team members will not be tolerated. This behavior must stop, and aggressive enforcement and prosecution of the law is the best deterrent." Now, as for the name of that man and all the circumstances leading up to his arrest, we still don't have a lot of those details. For now, reporting live outside John Wayne Airport, I'm Chip Yost, KTLA 5 News.
You gotta try harder. Oh, get over it, bitches. You gotta get off eventually.
A flight from Kentucky has just landed at Charlotte Douglas International Airport. Passengers pull out their phones to record one impatient man who insists on deplaning before he's allowed to.
Yeah. I could.
The passenger is standing in the aisle when the flight attendant asks him to take a seat.
I'm dead.
He sits on the armrest, but quickly gets up and tailgates her up the aisle.
No, really. Go.
He continues to be antagonistic, coaxing other passengers to join his one-man protest against sitting.
Really? Get it up. You gotta get off anyway.
When he doesn't get any takers, he decides to go it alone.
Move.
Take a seat.
Move.
Take a seat.
Move.
Take a seat.
Move.
I said take a seat, sir.
I don't want to take a seat.
I don't care what you want to do. You're going to take a seat right now.
When confronted by the pilots, he becomes even more brazen. He is not backing down.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. I'm gonna let you fly. Hold on. I'm gonna let you fly. Wait, hold on. I'm gonna let you fly.
Yeah, you're gonna let me fly.
Sir?
But I'm gonna get by.
Sir, sit down.
Without you or his
Right
friend.
here? Close that door.
Why?
You can't get out.
Why are you closing my exit? I'm trying to help you.
I know.
They're not
I
listening.
appreciate that. Thank you.
No, please stop it. Please.
Do you mind just sitting down really quick?
No, I don't. I'm trying to move.
Sit down.
Sit down. Enough. You don't put your hands on my flight attendant. Enough. Yep.
You hear me?
Yep.
When we roll this back for another look, we see the man trying to run through the flight attendant, pushing her down. That's when this hero pilot takes action.
Sit down.
Sit down. Enough. You don't put your hands on my flight attendant. Enough. Yep.
That's it. Just
And whatever you do is going on Facebook, and you're a complete loser.
The problem passenger was found guilty of 3 misdemeanors: assault, communicating threats, and being intoxicated in public.
Enough. You don't put your hands on my flight attendant.
We are gonna sue you. Sit down, don't you dare! Don't you dare touch me! Don't you dare touch a flight attendant like this! Sit You cannot hurt her!
the down!
Sit the down! She came at her first!
Sit down!
She came at her first!
Sit down!
Sit down!
Sit down!
Sit down!
Hit me on her. No, hit my child too. She's on her. If you know how to behave, it wouldn't have happened. She came out of her.
A Hawaiian Airlines flight attendant assaulted by an unruly passenger, and it's the latest case of air rage that has lawmakers wanting to crack down.
The incident happened this morning on Hawaiian Airlines Flight 152. The flight left Honolulu at 7:30 this morning, headed to Hilo, had to turn around and return to Honolulu after the assault happened. Nikki Schenfeld has more.
A witness who was sitting nearby and wants to remain anonymous says the flight attendant was passing out beverages and was making his way down the aisle again. It happened about 15 minutes into the flight, and after the passenger allegedly punched the flight attendant, the witness said 3 passengers jumped up and the man sat back down and didn't move until sheriffs took him off the plane in Honolulu. You can hear passengers identify the suspect and sheriffs asking what happened. A spokesperson for Hawaiian Air says the incident was unprovoked. Bill Paris was sitting in the back of the plane when he noticed people around him looking at the front of the aircraft.
Unfortunately, I didn't see the actual incident, but according to the flight attendant that was near us and other people who saw it, this man who was sitting on the left side of the plane punched the flight attendant twice.
Hawaiian Airlines says the incident was not mask-related, and it seemed to happen without any triggers. Authorities have not said what provoked the man to assault the flight attendant. According to FlightAware, the plane was over Lanai when it turned around.
One of the flight attendants said, "Yeah, we just need to get him off the plane. We can't go to Hilo with him still on board." It was shocking, I think, to everybody on the plane because it's not something that you expect to see on a neighbor island flight.
Authorities arrested a 32-year-old man for third-degree assault, and the case has been turned over to federal authorities.
And right off the top at 5 o'clock, shocking video of a fight on a flight right here in South Florida. A couple of unruly airline passengers getting pretty physical with a flight attendant.
And now we know what led up to that tense confrontation. Let's go to Local 10's Janine Stanwood. Live now with more on that violent video. Janine.
It happened on a flight from here to Atlanta. The witness who shot that video says it all started over not wanting to follow the rules.
Tensions high on board a Delta flight from Miami to Atlanta. Watch again. The passenger appears to shove a flight attendant in the face after witnesses say she and her companion would not comply with the rules before takeoff.
You shouldn't have touched me. You shouldn't. You pushed me. At this point, we're like 2 hours behind. People have places to go.
Lauren England, who was on board and shot the video, says it started when a group of people were acting unruly after boarding. And she says she heard them complaining about masks and seatbelts. The ruckus causing the captain to take the plane back to the gate.
She began to then hit her in the face, punch her in the face, and at this point, everybody's like, "Oh my God!" Like this is just entirely too much.
You can see others on the plane standing up, looking on. This man in black then gets between the passengers and the flight attendant. A Delta representative emailing us that there is nothing more important than the safety of our people and customers. That's why 2 customers who did not comply with the crew safety instructions were asked to deplane Flight 1997.
The attendant deserves an apology for that. Because at the end of the day, we have to take accountability of our actions.